be the best they could be, encouraging them all every inch of the way, taking their childish worries seriously and sorting out their scraps and bickering. Until a drunk driver on the A3 wiped him out of their lives overnight when Kate was 15. He'd been on his way home after working late as personnel director of an industrial components firm. After that, the sunny childhood had become muddled and grey. They moved to a smaller house with a backyard instead of lawns, and 3 bedrooms instead of 5, in a less nice area. While Si won a scholarship to finish his A-levels at the private school all 3 had attended, Kate and Jack had to leave, and found themselves in the school none of their friends wanted to go to. For Kate it was easier. She was starting her A-levels, and higher up the school the rebellious element had left. But Jack, aged 13, had to prove that he wasn't a toff, and he learned to prove it with his fists. Ella, who had always been at home, checking their homework and cooking meals, had to go out to work, and the heart went out of the household. Kate cooked the boys fish fingers or sausages and beans. Simon became the man of the family at 17. Jack, the youngest, became loud and scrappy in the school playground and was suspended 3 times. Kate and Si persuaded him to clean up his act and managed to cover up a certain amount of his bad behaviour. The 3 of them made it work. That's what their father would have wanted, to keep the worries away from their mother. They tested each other at exam time, supported each other over boyfriends and girlfriends, and tried not to think about their father. Si got into Oxford and became embarrassed about coming from the suburbs, then married Olivia, his long-term university girlfriend, a few years later. Kate, whose exam results were less stellar, went to London after leaving school to become a radio journalist. Jack grew up and dropped the bad boy act, joining the army. Eventually, Ella bought a tiny cottage in Thorpe Wenham, a picture-perfect Oxfordshire village. She had done her job. The family was launched. And so well. Everyone said so. Kate took another photo out of its bubble wrap. It was a beautiful one of Si and Olivia at their wedding reception at St. James's Palace. She was, according to Ella, who was impressed by these things, terribly well connected. Si was the taller of the 2 Fox brothers, and his hair was darker than Kate and Jack's mousy blonde. Kate teased Si that he should put dark mouse under hair colour. Jack joked that he should just write rat. Olivia was tall, too, and gangling, a string bean in a frothing meringue of a dress, with a generous mouth and long chestnut hair. Then the photo of Jack and Heather. Jack was stockier than Si and tawny in colouring. Heather was strawberry blonde and tiny, like a very pretty pixie. She had a hesitant gaze, dimples, and wrists so slender that they looked as if they might snap. She married in a slim silk sheath with a twist of flowers in her hair. The photo showed her peering nervously up at Jack's fellow officers as they crossed swords above the couple in a guard of honour as she and Jack left the church. Kate and Johnny had chosen 3 photographs of their sons, Luke and Callum, from a serious-faced Callum with baby Luke in his arms, to a pair of cheeky boys grinning at the camera, to the one taken last year of them sitting back-to-back in white T-shirts and frayed jeans, with Callum's spider-long legs and arms twice the length of his brother's more rounded limbs. Luke and Callum had Johnny's blonde wavy hair and penetrating blue eyes, combined with the fox jaw. Luke was 10. Kate still ferried him to and from school and knew all his friends, while Callum, empowered by going to secondary school, ambled off on his own, taking a bus, and the names he referred to at the end of the day were unfamiliar to her. He often begged Kate to walk on the other side of the road from him if they were anywhere near school, because she was so embarrassing. "Should we put the boys' pictures in some kind of age order?" she asked, "or just dot them around wherever?" Johnny, who as a television director had a strong visual sense, spent a few minutes experimenting, then tacked them up in exactly the right place. Kate kissed him. "And now," he shot a teasing look, "we've actually got some representation of my family to go up. I didn't think you were going to allow them on the wall." "Of course I am. Don't be ridiculous."